Good evening, everyone. William Meehan here. Glad you could join me. I want to touch base with a few things, and I want you to be able to kind of understand what these people in Washington are trying to do here. Everybody has their own ideas. Everybody has their own thoughts in this, and I kind of pretty much agree, but we all agree on one thing. A lot of this problem comes from Washington, D.C. They have a problem with us that they don't like what we believe in. And that problem is we believe in one thing and one thing only, which grants us power. It's called this Constitution of the United States. They don't believe in it anymore. They think this whole document is adequate and it has no more power. Which now points us to a different thing. You have term limits. All that term limits is you pull that lever or write that thing out and they're done in 2 years. There's your term limits. There's plenty of new Republicans out there, plenty of new Democrats in there. Give them a shot. Get rid of these old cacks in there that need to go. When Republicans and Democrats write laws against the American people, which violates their Bill of Rights, they need to go. Because they're supposed to support your rights, not have your rights decided on majority rules or because we say so. Those Bill of Rights were paid for by a lot of important people who gave up their lives and paid the ultimate price, and still do today. Let's get into business here. They have a very old weapon. This weapon has been around for centuries and has been used widely. And it is very, very effective. And in fact, it's very effective to this day. And in fact, you can see it. You can see the changes in our country. You can see the changes in the world. Some people are saying this world's going crazy. Well, it should, because they have this very old weapon they're using. This weapon is called fear. It comes from them. These people in Washington use this weapon to do whatever it is they want to do. They control the horizontal, they control the vertical, and they control all that you see and hear in Washington, D.C. But what is fear in actuality? Well, let me run this back down real quick. Fear controls. We all know that, right? But it manipulates, creates suppression, chaos, enslaves, separation with isolation, disarms, takes away your dignity, humiliates, disarms, creates racism. We've heard that before, haven't we? Washington's biggest thing is racism, white supremacy, bad boys, uneducated, terrorists. We've heard all these things, right? Well, this is what fear does. By separating the people so they can't come together. That's the rule. That's what they want to do. So if we can create enough chaos and we can create enough separation, we can control it. So if we can get the Afro-American to hate the white people, and white people hate this group, and that group hate that group, and this group hate that group, we become more divided. And it's easier for us to be distracted. Because every time they put, well, look at this going on over here, look at that going on over there, and you don't know what they're doing anymore. They're just playing as if we're fools because we're too damn divided. Their attitude is very simple. If we can get the weak to surrender their rights, we will be gladly to take them from them. Very simple. In most states, unless the state I live in, New Jersey, you had no rights, and we'll tell you what your rights are. And these politicians here in New Jersey, everything is a privilege. Even the First Amendment's a privilege, believe it or not. But that's how they play. You have a very powerful tool, and that's to go out there and vote. Use your constitutional rights. Many people pay for those rights with blood. Some pay the ultimate price. If we lose this, we lose everything. Take a look what's going on in Australia, France, Germany, Italy. Isn't that enough to tell you what happens when you disarm people? Is that not what happens when you remove their rights and freedoms? I mean, yes, I'm part of the 2A community, but let's just skip the 2A community. Let's go right down the whole rights of everything. From your First Amendment to your last amendment. That includes your 2A Amendment too. Let's just take everything from you. You have no power. And that's what they want. They want you to surrender everything. Give it up. We're Americans. We're also pioneers. We come from the pioneer spirit. That's how this country was formed. Good, bad, however you want to look at it. We are part of the pioneer spirit. We didn't get this far by laying down and crying and say, well, someone give me something. No, we had to persevere. We had to pick up a rifle. We had to learn how to axe. We had to saw. We had to build. We had to create laws. We had to defend ourselves. These politicians don't care about that. To them, it's meaningless. Your rights are meaningless. And if you ever notice more and more states, do you really think you're free? Do you really think your Bill of Rights means anything? From your 4th Amendment to your 14th Amendment maybe? Or look at your due process where we can just take away your property without even a court hearing. We can squash your First Amendment rights. And it just continues to snowball. See, eventually though, not everybody understands this, but eventually, sooner or later, if we can control the masses as much as we can do what we want. That's why we need division. The more people are divided, easier it is to control, right? But if we're together, we come together, they can't do it. They created this thing in Washington called white supremacy in the military. I'm here to tell you there is no such thing. But they use that so they want the military to be divided. A weak military is divided. It's not smart. It's dangerous. And they want to control it so they have loyalty out of it. That's another dangerous tool. We can't let that happen. That is why you need to be able to vote and vote these people out of office. Get fresh blood in there. There is plenty of Republicans to replace the Republicans that are in there. Plenty of Democrats and replace some of the Democrats in there. There are some good Democrats who are 2A people, and there are some Republicans that are 2A people, and or let's get down to bare bones, are Bill of Rights people. They understand the rights of the Constitution. They understand there's got to be checks and balances. That's what this system is about. But as long as we can divide the people and get people to hate one another, that's fear. We can do whatever we want with you. The more you become divided, the more you fight amongst yourselves, the easier it is for us to control you. And that's what they want. They want power over us. They want to literally take everything from us. And as long as they can do that, there's nothing we can't do. Because in their world, they believe they are the leaders, which is wrong. The Constitution is very clear. We the people, we're the government actually. Because we're the government. They don't like that point. They are part of the institution. When they put themselves in there to be elected to certain positions in government, they now become the part of the institution, our institution, which belongs to us. We're the ones that build the bridges. We're the single moms, the single dads, the school teachers, the iron workers, the mechanics, the road layers, the sanitation people, the American people. All of us, even the farmer, everybody. We are the American people, not them. They're representatives of us. They're supposed to represent us and uphold our rights. If people don't like our rights, it's up to them to support them and explain to them why these rights are important. Instead, they'd rather just sit there and say, yeah, as long as you fill my campaign, we'll do anything you want. That's the dangerous part. I will tell you now, we're Americans. We better learn to start getting along. We better start learning to understand what we are. Because if we do not come together soon, there's going to come a time I wish we really had. And that time be too late. We have nothing against other people. And never do they us. But because of the chaos they create up there, the lies, the deceit, is the reason why. It is said that a government who lies, cheats, steals, or threatens to use force against its people is not a government of the people, not a government for the people, and not a government by the people. A true government of the republic, of the democracy, will not lie, cheat, steal, or even threaten to use force, but will do everything it can to protect the rights of the people. We're Americans. Let's pull together. Let's stop the fear. Because Roosevelt said very clearly, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Let's learn to come together, put away our differences, and show this government of Washington that we are Americans. And let's show them what kind of power we have in 2022 and 2024. Till then, keep an eye on your surroundings. Keep your loved ones close. Do not be afraid to defend them and yourself. And I'll see you around. Bye.